What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Maniacs podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll.
What up, Jay? It's your boy Mod.
What's up, homie?
What's good?
Yeah, so we're back on Zoom again. This is the best way to get this done. We had a couple extra episodes we wanted to try to squeeze out at the end of the year. This one being like I'm stumped because I don't want to say local, right? I hate saying local because there's such a weird the local band guys, because the local band guys in our area are incredible, dude. And some of these guys are going to go on to do amazing things, right?
Yeah. Some of these bands are signed to labels, and they have support, and they get a little bit more action, and they're doing a lot out in the touring live performance scene. They also dropped some really good albums this year, and they are going to go on to bigger things, kind of springboarding off of what they've done this year. And some of these bands, they have Michigan ties, but they might also be from, they might share members from other states, what have you, but they still have some Michigan roots. And we took the time to listen to anything that anybody submitted as a comment or that we knew put out an album, like a full-bodied album this year. We listened to it more than once. So we're going to talk about those today, yeah?
Yep. And some of the bands that we've had on the show that graced us with their albums beforehand.
Absolutely.
or whatever, so we got a chance to do that as well. So, we do a lot of research for the show as well. So as far as when we have bands on, so we can talk about their albums, so that kind of works. You want to just volley this back and forth? See, I don't want to do local album of the year, this, that, the other.
Oh, no.
I don't want to put these guys on the other list just because I don't want anybody to show favoritism, because there's things that I love about a lot of these records in their own right. And some of these guys I consider friends, so I'm not going to sit there and try to judge friends' art or, at least acquaintances of ours through the podcast, so on and so forth. I'm just glad that we know this many cool and talented people for the most part. We know a lot of these guys on this list actually too, or know of them as well. So, but yeah,
and a lot of these.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of these bands just sound super professional in their recorded efforts, so they fit nicely with any of the other albums that we were high on for, like album of the year stuff. These guys get their own episode because they're in our backyard. We're not gonna sit here and compare them to each other. We're just going to speak highly of their work, and hopefully people that like those other albums that we mentioned find something in here to support the homies across the mitten, because we got a lot of killer bands in the state. So,
and I think what we'll do is, like, because even some of these bands, we've done full like album breakdowns, almost track by track with that band. So you guys just go reference these bands, episodes, type of Metal Maniacs, whatever. I can even drop the links to. There'd be a lot of links, but we could drop them in the underneath, or we could just make a playlist as well, which I probably do that instead. But I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna throw one, and I think we've listened to a lot of these. Let's just give a few sentences. I don't want to make this episode too terrible.
Oh no, yeah.
I just want to highlight some of these bands and hope that if you're unfamiliar with these bands or listen to our show from maybe somewhere that's not where we're at and know about some of these bands, please go check these guys out. So. For
sure. I think I don't even have my list in any order at all, so I'm kind of debating on what to pull up first. So what I'll do is I'm going to try and do these things chronologically as they came out throughout the year, and that's just the way we'll talk about it. And I think, and I'm scrolling up and down my list right here, it looks like it was Accuser of the Brethren with Justice Through Violence was dropped January 9th.
Sure.
So again, we've had these guys on the show twice, and they're the homies, and I love hanging out with them. I love their sense of humor, but they get down on stage heavy and hard. This is some straightforward, punishing, like hardcore deathcore. I don't recall there being too many of the two-steps, but I do remember being fueled by piss and vinegar, straight-up anger, attitude, beat down, just like hardcore breakdown stuff. But let me see. They're out of Lansing. We got Keto, Dustin, Brandon, Pockets. Great work on these tracks. Great production. Super heavy riffs. Thick tones, savage vocals, and some earth-shattering breakdowns. 12 minutes. You take a cold shower, chill out, and listen to Accuser of the Brethren. We got Get It Out of Your System. Glassjaw is stronger than a double shot of espresso, while Neglected Life Leech bring dark energy between the ears. Those are my notes on that awesome EP that they gave us this year.
I can't say anything better than what you just said, so we could probably move on. I know they're the homies, and I appreciate what they do, and I can't wait till they do more stuff and come back and hang out with us and laugh with us, because they are great dudes. I'm glad we got to meet them through the pod, and they put out some killer music. Yeah, if you're really angry at something and you got a few walls to
Yes.
punch, that man, put that shit on, or a few people to strangle or abduct or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Very great band.
Hell yeah.
You want me to just do one? We'll just volley back and forth.
Yeah, and I'll just check it off my list. Go ahead.
Yeah, are you cool with that, or you? I mean,
Yeah,
I can just
absolutely.
follow you too if you got them in one
Any way
order.
you want it.
Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
Any way you want it.
All right, we'll just because I don't have. I just did them
Sure.
off the top of my head as I was thinking about them.
Kind of the list kind of compiled itself between what we knew we had and what the listeners reminded us of, or other bands reminded us of.
Absolutely.
So the list was just chaotic. So I wanted to go through it chronologically, but you do you. Give me your one.
I'm just gonna go right off the bat with Throne.
Yeah.
Who sat upon him was death. These guys are probably one of my favorite bands. Period. So they could have been on my like real top 10, probably one even. I just love this record too. Oh my god, these guys are in the sharpest form. They always kill it live. Such cool dudes too. Like just we seen them at the Recorruptor show. Just not too long ago. So super great dudes. Totally talented. This album, such a banger. I mean, just straight razor sharp death metal with some blackened vibe to it. Great playing. The drumming on it is absolutely incredible, along with the bass playing and everything else.
Yeah.
But this one was also kind of weird because they were on the show, so you guys can listen to the episode they were on, and we'll have to try to get them back on this year. That's my goal. But yeah, go listen to that episode. We talked about this album, but it wasn't out at that time, and I believe they were on it like either early 25 or late 24 or something. So we heard this long before it came out.
Yeah.
When they were on, we listened to it, but this didn't even come out till this year. But man, what a great record! You got some more on it for me, buddy?
Yeah, they dropped it March 21st, 2025, and I got here Jam, Blasphemous Perversion, Upon Deathless Winds, or Where Angels Cower in Fear to fuck around and find out. Yeah, if you really want to fuck around and find out, jam those three. I mean, just jam the whole fucking album.
Yeah.
But if you want me to just sit here and drop three names for you right now, that really, in my mind, like these, man, Jesus, like they just jump right off the page for me. So the whole album is good because two of those are off the back end, but they just, when I heard them, I was like, man, this thing is still rolling.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that Angels is actually a re-recording.
Okay.
Because that's on their first EP, I believe.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah, great song. Yeah.
I'm glad they brought it back with some crisp production because I loved it. So we got brutal death metal from Jackson, Michigan. Nathan's vocals are disgusting. Made even more astonishing is the fact that he's riffing out while doing all those insane vocals and patterns. Guy's just an absolute maniac on the guitar and vocals. I love it. Colin is a machine. Les is an animal. Tim, he's throwing it down too. Anybody in this band is doing their job, and I love what they're doing. Great band on wax. Great band on stage.
Hell yeah. All right, next one. What you got?
I think this was our boy, a fan of the show. He's always submitting music to us, but it was Chris Brandon with Goat Song.
Okay, cool.
I listened to all of that, and I had some notes for him, too. Let me just scroll to find where I had him at. Right here. So The Haunted Shadows, he dropped this one January 24th, 2025. Our dude Chris Brandon, friend of the show, supporter of local music and shredder of riffs. God, you got to forgive me on the pronunciation of these, brother, but Kukasaki Onna was a great groovy shred track, and Alley of Ashes pummels. In the Realm of Shadows is a cool prog metal track. I love the groove, and I love the layers, and great work, Chris. Keep it up, and thank you for supporting the show always.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on the piggyback off of that, Chris, super nice guy. He actually just sent me and you a package of some of his guitar picks and said he really enjoyed the show. So thank you so much for that, Chris.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The music was totally cool. I like to see his progression over each track. And yeah, just an awesome all-around dude, and I really enjoyed like his style of kind of that thrash metal, kind of progginess sometimes too.
Yeah.
And, but it takes you on a ride, it takes you on an adventure, and cool stuff. Yep.
Great work, Chris. Thank you, man.
The Big Dogs, Recorruptor, Sorrow Will Drown Us All.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The homies.
They had this thing in the oven for a long time too.
Yep. It was baking for a long time. Mike from Vestigial, obvious with the production on that. Everybody showed out on this album. We dedicated a whole 2 hours to this album when they came through and we talked about it. So we don't really have to go into a lot of crazy detail here, but these guys did this is Recorruptor at its finest. These guys can hang with any on the stage with any band. Period. So good, super cool, nice dudes, and I just love Seth and Clint's love for metal because they kind of remind me of like me and you. Because when they sent lists, their list was like super similar. And then like when we have a list, we always have a lot of overlapping stuff because we're just so close and share music and kind of have the same taste. And theirs was kind of similar too. And I was like, it's funny, kind of just, it reminds me of me and you a little bit in that aspect. But but Sorrow Will Drown Us All. What an amazing record. But yeah, we talked at length about that, so I don't need to ramble about it.
Yeah, they dropped this thing July 18th, 2025, and I have here to tell people to spin an Unnatural Lust, Urn of Verglas, or Scourge of Prometheus to learn more about this death metal quintet from Lansing, Michigan. The homies with an amazing album, monstrous vocals from Clint, and insane drum work, and the tech riffs go on for days. So they really put out a monumental effort. You can tell there's a major progression from the previous work, which was good, it was great, but they just took their time with this one. They really set their sights way higher, like with a goal in mind, with an outcome, like what this thing would be to them, from the cover art to the production to the rollout to the label. Congratulations on being signed, boys. Just a great album. And like I said, I gave you a couple of tracks that stood out to me that I wanted to tell people, hey, if you want the abridged version, if you only want to make time for a few and see how you like it, then put those three in a playlist, a short playlist, and then see how you feel about it. But I thought the whole album is great.
Oh, yeah.
Great work, guys.
Oh, you, buddy.
Let me scroll. I think I had one from February, Shadow of the Talisman, As Above, So Below. So we got to check these guys out on the show in a reaction episode.
Yep.
And we listened to the title track. I believe it was As Above, So Below. If I recall, it was the last song, or So Below was its own thing. That was like a 9-minute track. Yeah, so it was 2 different tracks. But I have here great modern thrash metal band, great album. It's tempered, it's fierce, it's riffy with solid musicianship and a bit of proggy songwriting style. But there is songwriting, but they just kind of like they grow longer passages and they kind of really take you to the mountain and then bring you back. But great players with really sweet theme, concept album. Try What Is Real is awesome melody, Cursed for a power ballad, and the epic combo of the album title As Above and So Below. Really sell this as a powerhouse thrash metal album for me. A bit of southern blues, country rock woven in to the songs to match the theme of the album, but great vocals, great players, and great songs. Don't sleep on these guys. I think they're fantastic. I absolutely love what I've heard out of them.
I absolutely do too. Great album. I love the album art, the way it's kind of like juxtaposed between the positive, negative, as above, so below. They just got a great thing going. It does remind me of like some of that early Megadeth because they have them song structures, but then they'll kind of just reach out on some of them longer parts to really display some of the different musicianship and different riffs. But these guys, just kind of a little bit under the radar. I don't see them on a lot of flyers or anything, but at the same time, they create some awesome art, and it was a great band that came across our radar within this last year. And
absolutely,
I agree with everything you said. Awesome.
Sweet.
I'm going to go with Wounded Touch, another band that's kind of been on the show in a roundabout way. We did do a call with Mike, but a band that I'd like to get fully on the show. But this is a Vivid Deception of Collapse. This one took me a while to get around to. This came out May 16th, 2025. Took me a little bit to get around to this one just because there's so many albums to listen to, but when I finally did, I was not disappointed. They kind of took what they did before and stepped it up another notch, which is something you want to see happen with all bands that, especially on a level that's like these guys, that they're doing awesome stuff. They played Furnace Fest. They get out there and do shit. People watch their stuff or whatever. They just did that LYC Uncut or whatever that, so that was good for them. But man, this thing is, dude, it's just like you can feel the pain through this album. To me, just this shit is so moody and just, they say Wounded Touch noise, and there's a little bit of noisiness sometimes to it, but there's always just this other side that brings it back in. Like they might be doing some noise, but like on one of the tracks, then the other guitar is almost doing this kind of like melody guitar underneath. So it kind of brings these two things together because they'll play this super pissy part, but then they might go into something kind of like more melodic out of that into like these chords and structures, right? So like I just really love what these guys do. Every time I listen to something new of theirs, I'm very surprised. The vocal variety, the different kind of chords and stuff. It is like kind of like that Norma Jean converge-ish metalcore type era stuff, right? Maybe whatever. I would say just because a lot of like the Discordian Panic chords and stuff they throw in there, some of that. That's where you get kind of the noise from. But I can't speak highly enough. The production absolutely ruled on this album, and they told me that they went to Bricktop in Chicago, I believe, for this, which you're gonna get awesome stuff out there. But man, it represents them very well. Great job.
Yeah, a couple of notes on it. So, Wounded Touch, a vivid depiction of collapse, dropped May 16th, 2025, as stated. Drop tune, hardcore, grooving, angry, noisy, high energy, punishingly heavy. I say you can get enough diversity and a big enough sample size out of the first 3 songs on this. I would implore anybody to rip those. If I could make your pain my own, grooving hardcore anthem. Shield of White Roses, a great chorus and a huge outro, and then Dreams and Triage serves as a noisy punk metal power chord fused with several more grooving riffs and progression with licks. A lot of things kind of all in there, so it has the sound of a style, but even those songs are different enough to where like, okay, we're doing a little bit more here and something else over here.
Yeah.
So I love that they have a little bit of diversity even with their own style. Like they are break it up a little bit either by the drums sounding different beats or just a little bit more riffage from like how they utilize the riffage from one song to the next. So I love how the song Dreams and Triage, I love how it grooves and builds up on the way out too. These guys really kill it live as well.
Yeah, just one quick note. I think the big thing about these guys that sets them apart is their dynamics. They kind of take you to places, whereas if you were just kind of like a hardcore, noisy Discord band where they can get into that area sometimes, if they were just all that, that's all you'd hear. Like, it might be 30 minutes of the same thing. But these guys kind of take you on that ride with the dynamics and get softer and harder and know how to really kind of play with your emotions. And they do a great job. So.
Yeah, they switched it up nice. Yep. I'll roll it into another one that came out early this year, and it's one that I want to kind of sustain some hype on going into the next year because they're really new, but they're really great, and that is Never Ender with Alpha Wave.
Sure.
The boys dropped this one all the way back in February 28th of 2025, and we kind of hit them with the moniker, or some of their fan bases hit them with the moniker of a new deathcore, but it's from the streets of Detroit. Full of piss and vinegar. You can go ahead and get schooled by tracks like Mutiny, Mosh, and Juggernaut. This debut album goes hard. It's hyper genty riffs and kick patterns like they fuel a possessed frontman who knows how and when to deliver the nastiest vocals with the sickest flow. Justin, kudos to you, sir. All of you gentlemen did a great job. Alex as well. Everybody that came by on the show, we love you guys. Forgive me if I don't have all the names at the top, but I thought everybody's performance was great, and it's a great album. It's different. I mean, I hate using the word deathcore too much because they got some riffs, they got some death metal, but there's no doubt about like the deathcore element that exists on this album. But they did a great job with this one. Great production, great songs. The whole thing was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, once you're listening or watching this, the last interview we did that's out. So it's out already. We talked a lot about this album. We went through the whole thing, but these guys are their own thing, and I really like what they're doing, and I really like how their camaraderie and brotherhood kind of melded together to actually create a piece of art that was meant something to them, and you can tell by their passion when they were sitting here talking to us, telling us how much they believed in each other and what they're doing, and that really sparked something in me too, so I was like, that's cool, man.
I feel like it was Ted. Was it Ted and also Mike were the other two guys? Yeah, hell yeah, the homies. They're great guys. Love it.
Another band that we had on the show. It's an EP, but still, we're going to talk about this. Atwater, the sum of all parts. Interview that came out that was previous to Never Ender will be Atwater, so just recent guys that were on. But we talked about the whole EP and their whole history, so go and listen to that. But like I said, I don't want to be redundant, but just to speak on it, just kind of some genty, melodic, kind of in that Born of Osiris, Periphery vein or whatever, but very unique. These guys can play their asses off.
Yeah.
And everything they did, they showed me. I was very impressed, and I was impressed when I played with them in the garage in the summer at, the Runoff. So
yeah.
great band.
Yep. They dropped this thing on March 28th, 2025. It's a great prog gentleman core effort. I love the riffs and Rob's vocals. I get Continuum stuck in my head a lot. I can hear the chorus right now. Anyway, it gets stuck in my head. What an earworm of a chorus. I love the piano parts in the background toward the end of the song. Nice touch. Look, it's an EP with 4 songs. They're all great. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking about it. Just go ahead and listen to it. It's only 18 minutes long. You could spin that thing 3 times in a row and not get tired of it. And I'm telling you, just the one song for sure, though, I can hear it right now. That's how powerful it is. So that's great work. If I can just on demand, I can hear Continuum in my head. That's great work. Stay the course, boys. Really good stuff. I really hope everybody digs this band. They're great.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I think so. That actually rolls into me. We picked up one. So this is a band that I don't know how much interaction we as a podcast has had with them, but they did drop an album this year, and they let us know, and I gave it the time. So I wanted to speak to Set Fire to This with The Great Nothing.
Okay.
They dropped this thing on February 26, 2025. This is a Grand Rapids gent metalcore band. Falling Forward Forever, Death Hymn. They set the stage for this 6-track, 19-minute EP. Spin it. It hits hard. Some shit Nick Lang, shout out to our homeboy over the seas in the UK. He would send us something like this, some of that metalcore from the UK, that hard, genty metalcore. Set Fire to This. Great work. I really did appreciate it, and thanks for letting us know you guys dropped an album this year because it was a great effort. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Super cool band that when I was listening to this, I really liked it. As far as the this was one we just recently, I think, reacted to on the show too. Wasn't it?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because
one of the songs looked familiar.
Kind of metalcore, kind of that. Sometimes a little bit of Every Time I Die, sometimes a little bit of gentiness to them, right? But the production was really clean, and I enjoyed this as well for sure.
Sweet. What do you want next, brother man?
Let's go to the old Crockers.
Yeah.
The old Crockophile, man. We've had a relationship with this band in a roundabout way for a long time. Sewer King, King of the Sewer. Came out May 31st, 2025. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I mean, it's slam. If you want some heavy, just snap your neck riffs. If you want just to feel like you're in the sewer with a crocodile swimming around in the sludge, listen to this record. This thing is pissed off. He did tell us there was lyrics. We still abide by the fact that there's not. But I got nothing but love for the Croc, man. We talked to him outside at the Recorruptor place just to maybe one day we'll have him through because I really enjoy these guys. What they're doing, they're out there getting after it. Their artwork's always sick. Like they take their shit very serious, and they're really out there doing it. And man, if you just want to bang your head, you want some slam stuff with some heaviness and just some pissed off, slammy stuff. These guys got the riffs for you. They got the drums for you. They got everything for you that you're looking for. So we got all love for the Croc over here. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah.
So just slimy, good fun slam, a tunnel of sludge. Take a sip of Degenerate, Incubator, or Snake Pit if you want the abridged version. Otherwise, wade deep in the sewer at your own risk. It's pretty good stuff, man. I mean, I'm not crazy about the style of music, but I do appreciate these guys. They do their thing really well, and I can get with a lot of those riffs. I mean, so fun stuff. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Next album I had on deck, I believe, let me scroll down here. Oh, yeah. The homies in Tunnel of Love with Quest for Destruction. Quest for Destruction dropped March 8th, 2025. Muskegon, Michigan, power violence hardcore. Censure will let you know what's up right off rip. You guys, excuse me if I don't know the lore behind the title of this one, but it's FXMXTX. What is that? Is it, can you... No? Okay. Chugs, grooves, and glove grinds itself into a hardcore beatdown groove, and Creep Down, another solid banger. Killer and Thieves also throws down. So yeah, a bunch of great tracks on this album, and it is what it is. It's as I stated in the beginning, power violence hardcore band, and they got some riffs, they got some grooves. It's fun. It's hardcore, but they do have some riffs for sure.
Yeah, and episode is out with them. We talked about the whole thing, went through the whole thing, got their whole history. So go watch that if you need any more information about it. But always love to Jeremy, no matter what, on the show, and from us personally, just one of the coolest dudes ever. And this band rips. Love these guys. Such a raw energy and power to them. Every time you see them play, they just get after it. They just give you what they give you in like their 12-minute set or whatever. But they get after it, and I really do enjoy their music. Go check it out.
Sweet. What's next for you, Jay?
For me, I'm gonna go with the big arm, the Bronson arm.
Hell yeah!
Obviously, whole interview dedicated to this before the album came out this year. Which is called Casket Swag.
Yeah.
So that bad boy came out May 9th, 2025. We had them on the show as well. Super awesome dudes. What a great album this is. They put out, I guess the term desert rock, I heard you guys kind of say a little bit in a roundabout way, a little bit. They say noise kind of. But they do their own thing. They do it well. And man, the passion these guys have as well for their art makes me happy for their art and for these guys, and I just really enjoy these dudes. So I know you got nothing but good things to say about this.
Obviously, I've had a lot of good things to say about this band, especially if you revisit the episode. We let them know we appreciate them. Then I was a fan immediately. Like seeing them at the Hall show at Hard on Your Sleeve Fest just won me over instantly. So we got Kalamazoo, Michigan Noise Rock. Don't be shy. Play track 1. Permitted to be omitted to get it. All right, you get it? That's what you're getting. That's what this band is about right off rip on track 1. Groove and noise. You can't go wrong with the title track to follow it up. It's a change of pace to the opening groove, offering some upbeat hardcore punk metal vibes, and then Wrong Energy showcasing the dynamic creative feedback loop between Garrett and Blake on this hypnotic jammer. Bronson arm, it's strong.
Very strong. Go listen now and go check out the episode.
Hell yeah.
Love you.
Hell yeah. Let me see. I'm going to try and pluck from my chronological order, but now I just might as well just jump into what remains. So without any more chronology on my behalf, I'm just going to scroll down what I haven't highlighted yet. And for me, I want to show a lot of love to this kid, Justin Lawnchair, with his band, The Biscuit, The Biscuit Merchant. And
The Biscuit.
Yep, they dropped Tempora back on June 13th, 2025. I like to refer to the kid as the stealth bomber. He's coming in under the radar with these dangerous riffs and songs. Like, he's really good at what he's doing. I'm just impressed. He does it for a living. He teaches guitar. He's really good at what he can do on the guitar. But it's an epic prog metal magnum opus from the brainchild of a man with 26 album vision. Kid's a genius and a musical prodigy. He's a really sweet and sincere guy, too. We're looking forward to seeing him pull more of this magic off with the full lineup now. I would say for fans of Obscura, Gojira, Megadeth, prog metal, melodic death metal, and lead guitar or guitar solos. And lastly, just a couple of songs if you want to get into the cliff notes here. We got Blast Off to Victorious, the emotionally ethereal and evocative Celestial Awakening. I really love that one. Kind of reminded me of Global Warming by Gojira. And finally, the album's capstone, Tempura, if you want the cliff notes. Yeah, that's going to cost you 25 minutes just to get those 3 songs in, but it's worth it because the kid's doing great work.
Yeah, the guy just keeps growing and growing. Love to see his progress, and then his interview will be out after this. It'll be out in January though, so go listen to that. And we talk about all of his stuff in there, break down all of his albums, or at least go through them as much as we can with this massive amount of work this kid has done.
It's crazy.
Super nice dude. Good work though.
Yeah,
Great.
For sure.
So I'm going into probably one of my favorite albums I've heard in a long time, period, and that's The Death and the Life of the Great Lakes by the Homies and Lucius Fox.
Hell yeah. 2
of the coolest dudes on the history of the earth, and it's cool that they're on the part of the earth that we got to meet them, and 2 of the best musicians as far as players and creative minds. The power behind this album, I can't brag about it enough. It is instrumental, so if you're just in it for the vocals or the vocal hooks, you could probably still get something out of this. I would say give it a try just because I love this album myself so much, because I would tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
But if you're just like looking for the vocals and the hooks, like this isn't for you. but there's some very powerful art, some very like what Nick says is like to me some highbrow stuff going on here. The production is great on it. These guys played their hearts out. You could tell, and it even made me emotional just with two dudes playing instruments. It's an absolute ride to the mountain top and back, as we say, but then to the beach, then back to the, then you're going to the desert, then you might go back to the mountain. It just takes you everywhere. And oh man, I have nothing but good things to say about this.
Yeah, and same. Not only are these two individuals great human beings, like flat out, I just enjoy their presence as people. Like they just make me comfortable to be around. So they're a joy as people. I can't speak highly enough of Jeremy and Paul just as like a couple of nice guys that I want to bro down with and laugh with and yuck it up. But in terms of their playing and their musicianship, same, like just the same vibe, same level, same tier. These guys are animals, but they dropped it on September 12th, 2025, and it is an emotional roller coaster that goes from like an indie folk rock to an atmospheric and then chaotic math metal all throughout the course of a 7-song journey, traveling our home state, if you will. A powerful ode to Michigan. Jeremy and Paul take us for a ride on this one. My favorite songs are Lake Isle Memorial, Ontario, and Erie. One could also split this album right in half and listen to tracks 1 through 5, flip over the Wax album or whatever, and then enjoy yourself Superior and July. Those two songs alone are a 20-minute jaunt. So great work by these guys. I definitely shed a tear or two listening to songs like Erie. There's some instrumental passages on there where I gotta say, man, it's that beautiful. And then I would never be embarrassed with something like that. I'm actually one of the rare or few people that can enjoy music so intensely that my hair stands up on my arms, and I can cry to an instrumental passage. Jeremy doesn't need to say anything to me. I feel his music, homie. I feel you, bro. Like, it's good. It's that good, and thank you. But then there's all the additional content, which I will just quickly say it's worth the read if you want to know where Jeremy's heart is and what this album is about. Without lyrics, it speaks more than many albums with lyrics. So I think it's worth it to check out Lucius Fox, The Death and Life of the Great Lakes. Read up his entire, essay that he is, gone to lengths to put out for us to explain what this album means to him and why he wrote it. And I think that in itself is captivating, but the music to go with it is beautiful. It's a great album. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much.
I'm going to go into one that I'll be honest, it was just one that somebody said came out this year, but I'm just going to speak on it because it's next on my list.
Sure.
And that's No Simpatico, Vandalize Your Mind.
Okay.
I put this on
sure.
actually earlier today because it was one that I didn't get through the whole album, I'll be honest, but I just do want to speak about it because I never even heard of this band before.
Right.
And I seen why not once I turned it on because it wouldn't kind of go in some of the same circles probably as me, as much probably.
Right.
But I respected this for what it was. It was kind of like this punk rock, but groovy at sometimes. But it was very kind of like indie rock, punk rock, cross between. Start getting into maybe, I don't know, bands like The Cure or something like that. But there was a little more angst to it, a little more edge. But overall, like it was very well recorded, very well performed. I see what these guys are going for. Just not anything that I would probably ever be for me necessarily, but
this
overall
is
pretty good.
Yeah, this is one I listened to as well. And same situation. I was like, they let us know they dropped an album. I'm like, oh, okay, this is new to me, so I checked it out, and excuse me, it came out August 18th, 2025, and I said to it, okay, so like a fun party metal vibe comes to mind when I try to describe this band. The music definitely sounded fun. Kind of hard to say, like maybe a particular Phantom Planet album where they're more on the punk or upbeat indie rock, hard indie rock side. Maybe you could go as far as to call it indie metal if you wanted. I think we might be using the metal term a little generously there. Could metalheads dig it though? Like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's got organic,
probably.
It's got some organic instrumentation, and these guys got a lot of energy, and I love the riffs. I mean, it's more rock than anything else, but it's good. I'll definitely say that it is good. They probably, I have here, they probably wouldn't go around calling themselves metal. I get that, but if I wanted to call it a type of metal because it's got some hard stuff on it, I would say like an indie metal. Pageantry bangs, constant threat of hell grooves when it's not on that intense, like they kind of got an intense trot to it. Got some fun riffs, and then Fox News fetish and You and I Can Never Be Homies also keep up the energy. So good stuff from No Simpatico, Vandalize Your Mind. Thank you guys for tipping us off to your work, and it was really good. It was honestly, I appreciated it. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, that was the big takeaway too. Was like I can really appreciate this. These guys can play.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Like everything was there. They had some good groove. It sounded awesome.
Yeah,
cool band though.
Yeah, I could fuck with it. It's fun.
All right, let's see.
Actually, I think it's my turn because you brought them up.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you did. So I'm going to speak to the Blood Druid Demise album. They dropped that October 3rd. I like to call it Death and Roll from Grand Rapids. I thought Pale Horse kind of reminded me of something that I might get from Pungent Stench, which we revisited earlier this year. That's where it just struck me. Like I heard that and I was like, "Oh, this is Death and Roll," and so I could appreciate it. And I like the growth this band is displaying. So that was good times. Demons get the juices flowing with a shot of adrenaline and a fun death metal riff, reminiscent almost of Necrophobic because it had like that riff and that melody of death metal, but then it was just like straight in the pocket drums, and I was like, okay, that reminded me of the Necrophobic. So you know how much I love that band. And then Behold the Wicked with a nice groove, almost a Viking metal groove. Usurpers of Malice closes it out with a doomy sludge vibe. So nice work from these guys, and I like to see them keep going and growing.
Yeah, we're familiar with this band. They sent in some tracks. I'd commend this band because they're always putting out something new, and they're always at least grinding out. It seems like they're always trying to work and put out material. So, man, kudos to these guys for that. This did come out October 3rd, 2025. I guess it's more of an EP. It's like 4 songs, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt the same way. It's kind of like that Death and Roll. They kind of get they're trotting that territory. They don't get crazy into the grind territory or anything like that or anything, but they do get pretty heavy at times, and they keep it kind of rock steady, but they also keep it heavy. And very cool band. Worth the 4 songs checking out for sure.
Oh yeah,
cool. All right, and band I got to share the stage with last night, Tongue Cutter, Minnow by Tongue Cutter. We went over all of the whole thing with Chantel before it came out, so we got a whole episode, dedicated to helping promote this album when it came out. But this is an absolute awesome album. It came out May 8th, 2025. Some songs that I really love too are Minnow, Bitch Ass Energy is a good one, and Tupperware Party. That's kind of one that was on the other EP, but they kind of reimagined it or whatever. But 3 that really stood out to me. Great album, kind of punky, power girl rock, I guess, whatever she kind of calls it or whatever. I try to keep it to her, but it's like this grunge style. Kind of sounds like its own thing, and I really like it. They put on a great show. They're hell of a players, and love everything they got going on. Of course, they're always the homies. So.
Yeah, so they dropped it May 8th, 2025. It's the brainchild of Chantel Raisky. She's got Riot Girl, hardcore punk, math rock can all be found here. I really felt that urgency set the pace, and Minnow steamrolls with another great vocal carry over a couple of banging riffs. I got to show some love to Bitch Ass Energy. It surely is a set staple with its groove and heavy rhythms. And then Bone to Pick might be the heaviest song on the album. I smile every time. I think it's great work. So shout out to Tongue Cutter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Turn. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I thought I would mention the Sissy Boys with Let's Party. This one just came out not too long back, not even 2 months from the filming of this, so October 11th, 2025. I really felt like Break Free offered an anthemic hardcore punk vibe. Inside builds up explosive tension before building into a pit-friendly riff at the end, and then Nerve bangs as the closer of this album. High energy, mosh music, it's punk. I mean, you ever seen a punk show or a punk band? Like, these guys are the heavy hardcore punk. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd love to see everything these guys are doing, and I would like to see them continue their success. It's cool that they came out with an album, bunch of short songs, and I can take this in. I can take the 10 songs in with all of the 2 minutes and 1 minute. It's just fun. It's right to the point, and it's like a lot of bands. It's like you get what you get with these guys, but they're out there to like make you move and make you mosh, and I respect that all the way, all day. Yeah.
Great stage presence too.
Absolutely, cool dudes, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Am I missing anything? We got a few more here, not too many more.
Yeah.
One that we had on the show, Absolutely love this record like more than I would have thought I would have. And no offense, Ross, but this Long After Midnight, Rage Towards the Light album to me just I don't know, dude. I just this thing blew my doors off. I was emotionally moved by it. I thought he did such a great job on everything. I guess it was my real. I'd never really listened to Holloway, so it was kind of my first venture into Ross's vocals on a project. So I kind of didn't really know what he could do. Obviously, he's been our friend for a long time and an acquaintance. Right. He's did shit for us, you know. And but we did do a whole album dedicated to this, so I won't ramble on too long about it. But I absolutely love this. Is it metal? No, but there are heavy parts on this, but it's very diverse and it's very big. And I think with even all of the synth work, it's like this heavy element to it, right? Like so,
right.
Man, what a phenomenal album this was to me. They did a great job on this thing.
Yeah, so this is a recent release in 2025. They dropped it October 3rd. I like to go with terms like dark, electronic, synth rock, ambient and atmospheric with cool subtle riffs mixed into layers of production and drum programming. The 10th Realm is a really good track to open the album with a solid head-bopping energy featuring TJ Miller of Still Remains as well. This track gets spicy when you see his name on it. So Shadow of Doubt is another straight headbanger with riffs and that neck-snapping pocket beat. Another feature on this one, Tony Capo drops bars to help elevate Ross and Mike's vision of this track. So that was pretty cool to see a friend on the track. Both two friends right out of the gate, really. The title track, Rage Toward the Light, is a cerebral journey through soundscapes circling back to a central theme in the chorus that stays in your head for days. Desiccated for another guitar-driven banger with some cool groove. The album closers, Fate Weaver Part 1 and Part 2, are an incredible pair of tracks to close out the album in fun, exciting, dramatic fashion. Well worth the listen. The album has all the sounds and sounds great because of these guys, both being amazing songwriters, musicians, and producers. For fans of Nine Inch Nails, Stabbing Westward, industrial rock, or metal. So, yeah, I mean, I had to give them the whole, my rundown of it there real quick, but yeah,
no problem.
It's cool. It's not, I wouldn't say metal, but I mean those things are adjacent, and I think it's still a good dark, moody album that some metalheads could get into.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're getting almost to the end of this here. We'll try to speed this up a little bit, for time's sake. But Decedent had him on the show. We went through this whole album. Make sure you guys check that out. But dang, man, these guys put out a hell of an album. Just played with them again, we got to see them before, but just played with them in Detroit here like a month or so ago. Super awesome dudes. They are absolutely crushing it. I want to see these guys do much more. I know they do other work with their side project, Donnie Brasco, which is cool too. But I haven't seen that yet. But I really love this Decedent band, and I really hope they continue to do awesome things. It's on Iron Fortress Records. What a badass album these guys put out. Just go listen to the interview, and we talked these guys up huge on this.
So they dropped For Those in Shallow Graves July 9th, 2025. Mount Pleasant Deathcore, Molded in Concrete featuring Alistair Cowboy. Smoked Flesh and Flies on a Corpse for those only looking to go 2 feet deep. Raw, riffy, and tight. I mean, I loved it. Great kids. Good stuff. Next, I guess I'll speak to this Heartsick Break the Curse. Oh man, these guys really, really know what they're doing. They've been around They've been around for a long time, doing the thing. And we spoke about a lot of music. And if you've come this far into this episode, turn it up, listen to some Heartsick, learn something. Okay, this is a great band that's been doing it for a long time, both in songwriting, production, and getting out there and being an active band on the stage, getting the tours in with the Non-Point. Doing things out of state, they stay busy grinding. And now I'll read to you my quick review, and we'll move on to your opinions of it. But they dropped this thing October 14th, 2025. I like to call it Lansing, Michigan. It's another gent metalcore, if I had to be giving them a label. But Debt to Pay is an angry, genty banger, right to kick the door down, and then bordering on some deathcore vibes. That's how heavy we get here. But there's more going on than deathcore for sure with these guys. It's more of a metalcore. You're going to get your singing and your choruses, but it's heavy. Super heavy Pyramid Head, great dark melodic passages, huge sound. Love Alfonso's vocals on this one. Heavy but catchy and great songwriting and progression with the keyboard track all throughout the song. I love Break the Curse, love the beat and the bars, heavy down-tuned guitar riffage. The whole album is hard and heavy, but also atmospheric, as we talked about with their catalog when we had Alfonso on the show. I love the hyper beats and production. It's a great album for fans that like peaks and valleys in their listening experience, and also, Sadness is a great melodic but heavy offering, while Trist is both heavy and unique. I love the backing track on melody, the backing track melody on that one, Trist, and then Stuck in the Ground crushes. So, yeah, I listened to this thing. I loved it. These guys really know what they're doing. They're professionals. So, anybody that's new to the game, you want to see what you want to compare your band, what they are now to what they should be, making those steps. Look at what Heartsick has done over their career. It's a great example.
Yeah, absolutely. I listened to this album actually this morning before the show.
Okay.
Excuse me. Because it was just one of them ones that I haven't listened to yet. I put it on, and I instantly, the first song that came up was one with the homie Biffy, the Beat Slayer, and we had talked a while, Jeff Shanahan talked a while back. He said they did a song, and it was a long time ago. He's like, just kind of waiting for it to come out. So they've had this one in the bag for a long time with him, but it finally came out. I listened to that, and I was like, that was cool. Biffy came in with his style of rap. I did notice there was a little bit of kind of like more flow and rap on some of the other songs too. Kind of gave it this vibe. And then some songs. These guys are so dynamic and all over the board, and it just makes it interesting to continuously listen. But they also give you the good song structures and the choruses and everything. So it's like there's stuff to latch onto, but yet you're surprised always because they're kind of giving you something new every song or a little different flavor. And like I got nothing but respect for these guys. I actually texted Alfonso after I listened to this because I was so impressed by it. And he's like, yeah, thanks a lot, dude. It means a lot, but we're heading back from PA now. So you saying getting out of state, they were just in PA last night playing a show. So it's like these guys are grinding. These guys are getting it. So this is why I don't like to use the local term. I mean, same we talked about Throne. They just got off tour. So it's like these guys are out there doing stuff, man. These guys are all grinding. So when we say, I don't want to say local, but we'll just say like to our area bands. These guys are all awesome, but man, I was so impressed by this album, dude. Nothing but great things to say about it. Totally badass.
Hell yeah. Anything else you wanted to review, Jason? I got two or three more I can bring up if you've listened to them.
I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I got a couple at the end here. Flood the Desert. Did you check that out?
No. How did I miss that one? Damn.
Rise.
Sorry, guys. I do know what they can do. They are great musicians.
Dude, this thing is badass, dude.
Fuck.
Man, totally awesome musicians. These guys rip. The vocals are kind of like in that middle, like kind of, I don't know, like that singy, yelly, screamy type thing or whatever. But I this was one that was kind of a last minute listen to because I was just trying to think of other bands that came out with something. And Flood the Desert. I'm trying to look up their title because I just wrote the name down. Something about.
It must have been
Rise
recent.
of the Gods, I think.
And I'm kind of mad at myself that it didn't somehow make my.
Yeah, the bass playing is fantastic on it. I mean, you know that.
Guy makes me want to quit.
No, so good, dude.
He's
the
great.
Playing is so great on it. Those guys been doing it for a long time. Wrath of the Gods, okay? So, excuse me, sorry, I didn't know that, guys. But I would say go listen if you're into like prog, kind of that, like with some metal flair, just some shredding. Like these guys display full musicianship. They know what they're doing. They're in charge, and nothing but respect and love for these guys. And they put out a hell of a record this year. Sounds great too. So
hell yeah,
hear every note of every instrument. So go ahead, buddy. Next one.
Yeah, I listened to one by the band Fidaken, Wet Work.
Okay.
They dropped August 16th, 2025. Grand Rapids Mathcore Metal. I think those are the terms they used on their socials. Combat Blossom offers a cool circular lead melody over driving rhythms. Pocket beats met with cool tom work. Cross Esteros gets riffy and keeps up good energy with more bright melodic work from the guitar, as well as a mean bass line a la Geddy Lee. Keeter got love on the show, and for good reason. We love the riffs and energy. Great drums, too, all throughout the album. A lot of variety from riffs that bounce to some that are doomier and ambient. Riffs were a lot of groove, desert fuzz metal, some Caius influence, only if Caius had screamed instead of just done the singing, and a lot of great rock riffs on this album, and a lot of this album goes really hard, to be honest with you. So great work, Fidaken. I really loved it.
So I'll be honest, I didn't listen to this whole album because I'm trying to get these guys lined up for the show, and I figured I'd listen to it then. I was familiar
Sure.
with the track, so I do agree with everything that you said. I just didn't. This was one I actually wasn't had a chance to actually listen to, unfortunately. But
No worries. I'll
I
speak to
kind
it.
of knew what I
Yeah.
was in for, and I really liked what I heard. So
Yeah.
I got one more to speak of. I think maybe two more.
Sure.
Did you listen to Implicator?
I did.
Okay, so deathcore.
Yep.
This 7 songs, 23 minutes, June 17th, 2025. Album Dead Weight by Implicator.
Hell yeah.
Dudes from Kalamazoo. Man, Chin Up Buttercup. Pretty heavy ass song. I mean, you get what you get with these guys, but they give you everything. They give you everything you got, and it's going to be heavy. It's going to be pissed. It's going to be in your face. These guys kind of got a little tongue in cheek, like quirkiness to them too, a little bit like don't take myself too serious kind of thing.
Sure.
Butterfly Slap was a cool song too, and I like Beef the way they closed it out. So lots of groove, lots of breakdown. I mean, you're just gonna get that low, heavy, knuckle dragging chug type stuff. It's just pissed off music, and but these guys also, like I said, they don't take themselves too seriously, but they also know what they do and they play to their strengths. So good job with that.
Yeah, they dropped this thing, Dead Weight, on June 17th, 2025. I've got Kalamazoo Deathcore. Chin Up Buttercup is a great riffy hardcore metal track, very punchy. Dognap with great energy, mid-pace, creates tension before the groove drops in with a harmonic riff. And then Hatman, cool groove, and second guitar lick melody on top of it. Thick, punchy tones from the bass all day and the drums. Really cool stuff. Made a lot of good use of the 2 guitars on this album. So well done, boys. Implicator, great work. Loved it.
Hell yeah. What else you got? Anything else?
I listened to some of the Voluntary Mortification.
Okay, yep.
Mortem Cultus. They let us know they dropped this thing in September 26, 2025. So, excuse me. Lansing Deathcore, 5 songs, 21 minutes. I get some Whitechapel, Crown Magnetar, Immortal Disfigurement vibes. Death Cult paves the way. Plagues slaps to follow that up. And then we got our first sample of these guys with Hemophagia, excuse me. I believe that was the one filmed in the church. Yeah, with the videos.
Yeah.
Always a good way to get your band known. So check them out if you like that style of music and those band names.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys crush. They're heavy and they get it. And I want to say they might be like Christian deathcore, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally wrong, but I thought I seen somewhere where that. If that's wrong, correct me, guys. I don't think that matters one way or the other. But I swear I seen that after we listened to it on the show, and I'm like, if you're saying that, I would have liked to said that on the show, but that's neither here nor there. Other than that, those guys are pissed heavy. They can play their instruments, and they're a little more in that like new age deathcore, Crown Magenta, whereas like the Implicator, they're a little more of the beat down hardcore, where it's beat down deathcore hardcore, where it's a little more sludgy and drudgy. Where these guys are a little more on the tech fast deathcore side with more of the death metal type of elements, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
the difference when we say. Because deathcore is kind of a hard topic, right?
Yeah.
One more that I listened to, and it was last minute because it was on Seth's list as one of his albums of the year, and I remember this band being from here, and I just never listened to them, and I don't know if they sent us something or I don't know. But anyway, Dead Hour Noise with Slow Burn. This thing it came out on March 7th, 2025. 11 songs. This thing kicks you in the teeth, bro. This thing is very, very cool. It's kind of like convergy. It's a little spastic. It's very like real sounding, but it's not like there's some groove to it. But it's very metal. It's hard to say it's like metalcore because it's not, and it's hard to say that it's not really hardcore either. But it's like very, very raw metal, spastic at times, little grindy. But very cool songs to have some melody to it. I really enjoyed this record. I was like, man, I kind of wish this one I'm probably going to be listening to again at least another multiple times because I really liked it, dude. I was very impressed, and I see why Seth put it on one of his top albums of the year. And they're from Lansing, I believe.
Okay, awesome. I'll have to check that one out too. Didn't cross my desk, but I'll take your word that it's great, and look forward to seeing them either on a bill with some of those other bands that we just got done talking about, or just take some time to listen to the album when I get a chance.
Absolutely. All right, is that the list?
That's the list, brother.
Hell yeah, man. Good job. We did it. We did all those albums this year, and then shout out to all of these guys. So make sure you go check that out, and that being said, much love. Y'all keep it metal, and peace. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.